from what I heard, and this is secondhand, but from what I've heard from the Browns beat reporters and whatnot, is the Browns did really, really like Cam Ward. They liked a lot of the other quarterbacks. They liked Dillon Gabriel to take him enough in the 3rd round. They liked Shedeur Sanders enough, but not to take him till the 5th round. But they weren't in love with like a Jackson Dart or any of these other next level quarterbacks. So, it's like BJ said, we're going to accumulate these assets and maybe do a 2-for-1 type deal next year to move up to whatever pick you might be.
Who are you going to cut in that of those 4? Because
that's a great question.
They're going to make the team. Now they're probably going to have one there, and somebody might need a quarterback, whatever, and so they might trade somebody there. But I mean, yeah, who goes? I mean, if Shedeur, if Shedeur is in a head case or isn't goofy and just doesn't get cut, then you have a problem of. I don't think you're gonna. I mean, maybe you put one of those guys in the practice squad. And suit 3 of them, but generally teams don't keep more than 3 quarterbacks, even if there's a guy on the practice squad too.
Exactly.
So it's rare that they waste a spot on 4. So I don't know. So who would you guys cut out of those 4?
That's a good question, Joe. I'm gonna let you answer that. And that they are on screen, and let's take Deshaun Watson off of that. But you got Kenny Pickett, you got Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. So Joe, I'm gonna let you go on that first. Which
I was never sold on Pickett from the time they signed him, so he would be the one I'd scratch.
I'm going to go with, I actually think Joe Flacco would be the one to get cut in that group, because Joe Flacco cost you $4 million. It's not guaranteed from what I understand. There will be incentives where he can make more. I think the Browns like Kenny Pickett. I don't know exactly why, and maybe he'll show us and prove us on the field, but I think they think he's got a lot of really good traits and could be a good leader. I think they like Dillon Gabriel, and I don't think they're going to cut a 3rd-round draft pick. And I think Shedeur Sanders is kind of a make or break. Joe Flacco, like I mentioned, I think he's 40 right now, maybe 41. But he's not the future of your team. I know the Browns fans love him. I love those 6 games he played for the Browns. That was some of the best football since 1999 the Browns have played. But again, it's kind of like we romanticize on that. And anywhere else he's been since Baltimore, he's kind of stunk. He wasn't very good in Indy. He wasn't very good with the Jets. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think if you had to only pick 3, I think you're taking a flyer on all 3 young guys, because this team is not going to the Super Bowl next year. So that's my answer. What about you?
I would. Right now, I would say Shedeur, because I didn't want Shedeur to begin with, and I don't think he has the maturity. I mean, he might prove me wrong. He might develop into a good quarterback, but like if you ask me today, I would say Shedeur. Now, I think it's going to probably be one of the 2. I don't think they're going to cut Pickett, and I don't think they're going to cut Flacco either. Yep. I think Flacco's a security blanket. I think Pickett they have a lot of belief in. So I think it's going to be one of the two rookies when they do it. It just depends on who looks the best or whatever. And I mean, like I said, Shedeur might make it easy for him if he acts like he did going into the draft with the Browns. He's not going to be there very long. So we'll see
what could make it easy, because we know in the National Football League, or just football in general, injuries happen. They're a part of the league, and there is at least usually one quarterback that goes down around the league, if not multiple, throughout the season.
Your tongue with this injury talk.
Well, look. I mean, look at it. Every single year, I think there's somewhere around 66 to 70 quarterbacks that start an NFL football game throughout the year. So that's on average 2 to 2.5 guys per year. We know what just the year the Browns made the playoffs, they started 5 different starting quarterbacks. But like Joe Burrow goes down for injury all the time. You've had other guys go down for injuries. But who would a team that's competing to get to the playoffs or maybe win a Super Bowl want out of those 4 guys? They're probably not going to want one of the 2 rookies, right? They're going to want Joe Flacco. So to BJ's point, maybe they do keep Joe Flacco around, maybe as a trade asset, if there is an injury around the league that, I just think the Browns want to see what they have with some of these young guys, but they're going to keep Joe Flacco around as that steady veteran hand. But if I had to make a pick right now of one of those 4 guys to get cut, I think it would be Joe Flacco.